In the desolate wilderness of Western Australia, the sight of truck drivers patiently steering for hours through red dirt roads stretching hundreds of kilometers has become all too familiar. A heavily laden truck struggles to keep up with the delivery schedule, while the nearest bustling settlements still lie an immense distance away, surrounded by nothing but dust, sweltering heat, and sparse road signs. A journey that was otherwise going quite smoothly is suddenly disrupted by a fierce dust storm that sweeps down, reducing the driver's visibility to almost zero. The vehicle is forced to decelerate abruptly, its wheels beginning to sink deep into the rugged road surface. And after driving just a few more kilometers, the driver is stunned to see a long queue of other vehicles also stranded, left helpless in the middle of the barren desert.
But instead of surrendering to adversity, an unimaginable plan was set in motion.
For local residents, having parts of the road completely paralyzed and impassable is an everyday occurrence. However, the Australian government subsequently made a decision that astonished the public by announcing a mega project worth more than $1.2 billion to pave 2,720 kilometers of road, cutting through one of the wildest and most sparsely populated regions on the continent. From the outside, this plan seems absurd to the point of madness, but the deeper one looks into it, the more astonishing secrets are revealed behind the government's decision to pour an immense fortune into this deadly desert.
Most of us only know Australia through its temperate coastlines and bustling megacities.
The map of Australia is actually highly misleading. Despite possessing a massive land area comparable to the United States, the vast majority of the country's population is concentrated along a narrow, temperate coastal strip, home to bustling, vibrant megacities cooled by pleasant ocean breezes. In contrast, the entire central core of the continent is a completely different world, extremely harsh, arid, and unforgiving, which locals refer to as the Outback. Cleaving this crimson desert in two is the Outbackway, which is actually not a single road, but a network of dirt tracks dating back to the last century, forged by desperate explorers in their quest to connect the West Coast with the rapidly developing eastern states. The government's sudden withdrawal of over $1 billion from the budget to modernize this dusty track was explained by politicians through a highly romanticized narrative in the media, boosting domestic tourism to serve hundreds of thousands of outdoor enthusiasts eager to drive four-wheel drives across Australia, marvel at the red desert sands, take photos with the majestic Uluru in the background, and camp safely under the southern starry sky.
Is that sweet dream of tourism truly convincing enough to justify such a colossal budget?
However, real-world figures immediately shatter that romanticized picture. The investment of over $1 billion goes not only toward construction, but also requires extremely expensive periodic maintenance costs down the road. To break even within half a century, this highway would need to see a constant stream of thousands of vehicles passing through every day, spending money on coffee, fuel, and souvenirs at roadside shops in remote settlements. Yet the harsh reality of the Outback is entirely different. In the summer, temperatures consistently exceed 40 degrees Celsius. Mobile phone signals disappear for hundreds of kilometers, and medical services or service stations are separated by half a day's drive. This makes very few families willing to embark on such a perilous adventure, even with flat asphalt beneath their wheels. From a cold macroeconomic perspective, a massive infrastructure project is only truly profitable when it serves continuous industrial traffic and connects strategic hubs or major financial centers. The Outbackway, however, is essentially a road going from nowhere to nowhere across a vast desert inhabited by only a few tens of thousands of residents, making the tourism argument nothing more than a perfect smokescreen to mislead the public.
So, what force is quietly driving the money and the destiny of this red land?
The core objective of the megaproject lies in those who operate on this road every single day, for they are the true masters of the outback, holding the economic lifeline of Australia. These are the colossal cattle stations, with land areas exceeding countries like Belgium or Israel, alongside large-scale mining operations. Since the railway system in the heart of the continent is extremely sparse and expensive, the entire logistics burden falls upon the shoulders of Australian road trains, true mechanical beasts measuring over 50 meters long, weighing more than 120 tons, and powered by 600 horsepower engines roaring under the hood. During the dry season, their greatest enemy is bull dust, a fine red powder created by the constant wear and tear of the soil under heavy truck tires. It hangs in the air like a thick fog, clogging engines and concealing deep potholes beneath. When a vehicle weighing over 100 tons strikes one of these hidden traps, even the strongest steel suspensions snap and expensive tires tear in an instant, costing millions of dollars in repairs annually.
When the weather shifts, the destructive power of the desert turns everything into a catastrophic collapse.
But the real nightmare that completely paralyzes the outback states begins when the wet season arrives. The red soil of the outback is rich in iron and aluminum oxides, while rock hard when dry. Heavy rains instantly alter its physical structure, turning it into a slippery, sticky mess like peanut butter, completely eliminating tire traction. Road trains weighing over 100 tons trying to push through sink deep, get bogged down, or crash into bridges, forcing the government to close the entire route for weeks or even months. This is an absolute disaster for the economy. Cattle stations cannot get their livestock to market. Mining operations default on international contracts due to halted ore transport, and remote towns are completely isolated, forced to rely on airdrops for essential supplies. At this point, the logic of the paving project becomes crystal clear, as it creates a durable, all-weather road surface to save the economy from massive annual losses.
The rise of a new energy source ultimately sealed the fate of this grand project.
Although this problem had existed for decades, with drivers going on strike and farmers writing petitions for paving since the 1980s, the Treasury consistently rejected it as too costly, prioritizing budgets for comfortable coastal cities. The turning point only arrived recently due to a massive shift in global markets. Western Australia is now becoming the primary raw material engine of the planet, riding a boom in iron ore and especially lithium, the strategic metal indispensable for electric vehicle batteries and modern tech devices. As the planet's largest supplier of lithium, Australia faces immense logistical pressure as old supply chains have become completely overwhelmed. Previously, cargo moving from west to east had to take a massive detour along Highway 1, hugging the coastline, adding thousands of costly kilometers to the trip. Meanwhile, the Outbackway cuts straight through the heart of the continent like an arrow, slashing travel time nearly in half. Once paved, it allows trucks to maintain a steady speed of 100 kilometers per hour in all weather conditions, free from mud or blown tires, saving multinational corporations hundreds of millions of dollars annually.
To make this impossible feat a reality, humanity had to overcome the ordinary laws of physics.
To pave nearly 3,000 kilometers of desert, engineers had to push past the harsh limits of nature, a challenge akin to conquering Mars. The most daunting obstacle was the acute lack of water, as compacting the ground prior to paving requires roughly 1 million liters of water for every single kilometer of road. Engineers had to drill hundreds of meters deep along the future highway corridor to tap into ancient underground aquifers, which, while extremely salty, were perfect for soil compaction. The second major hurdle was the blistering summer sun, which can heat the road surface up to 70 degrees Celsius, causing standard asphalt to soften like clay and deform under the crushing weight of heavy trucks. To solve this, chemists had to formulate a specialized polymer-modified bitumen, infused with synthetic elastomers that act like microscopic springs. This polymer asphalt remains incredibly rigid under scorching heat, yet resists cracking during the freezing cold of desert nights.
Behind these obvious economic gains lies a critical national defense strategy.
However, if one uncovers the classified reports of the Australian Department of Defense, the final and most striking dimension of this story is revealed. Against a backdrop of escalating geopolitical tensions in the Asia-Pacific and rising risks of maritime supply chain disruptions, Australia, a nation entirely dependent on shipping routes to import energy, faces a severe threat to its national security, with domestic fuel reserves lasting only a few weeks. To military planners, the Outbackway is not just an ore-hauling route, but a secure strategic corridor buried deep in the mainland interior, far from vulnerable coastlines. If the single coastal Highway 1 were cut off by natural disasters or enemy blockade, the country would be severed in half, paralyzing resource exchanges between the industrial West and the heavily populated East. This heavily reinforced asphalt road can withstand not only heavy tank transporters, but can also be converted into makeshift runways for military aircraft in times of emergency. In this light, the $1.2 billion price tag is far from madness. It is a modest cost to pay for national security, securing a firm foundation for Australia's independence in an unstable future. Do you think Australia's strategic gamble will pay off in the long run? Or is it a massive risk? Share your opinions below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another captivating episode.